Jewel.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. How about you?
Good.
Hmm.
Did you try getting in the other room too?
Well, I just so actually every time I go into talking with famous people, I go into TWFP without a number so that I can
Oh,
turn off my camera and mute my microphone if I want to do that. And then so I can see on the side which rooms are full and stuff. And I saw that it was full, so I was like, I
what?
guess I'll go to the other one.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I just go into TWFP, not TWFP 1 or 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting
Oh, it's
very many
fine.
notifications.
Well, that's really helpful. I'm gonna have to try and do that next time.
Instead of covering your camera, I'm
That's
and
what I
then muting.
do. I have my thumb over it because I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't want to be on cam. Yeah.
just go to TWFP without any
Oh,
numbers.
cool.
But if you see me really ugly one day, just I've only told you that I do this, so and I don't think anyone's gonna look back in the raw footage of just us in here. So
Random law
I think
room
that's
too. Yeah.
yeah. They're not gonna be I wonder what, because they probably wouldn't really see you necessarily. They just see some letters from the thumbnail. And
Yeah.
they just Liz is talking. I'm bored.
Uh,
How's life?
Pretty good. Just same old stuff. Finished Master of None on Netflix. So,
I have only seen a couple episodes of
oh
that.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
good.
I don't know if is it good?
I mean, I
I'm
like it.
assuming so if you've watched it all.
Yeah, I like it. It's not a fast pace. It's not exciting or super funny. It's more just
Just chill.
yeah, yeah.
Have you seen Chewing Gum?
I've seen 10 minutes of it.
You didn't like it?
No, I just something happened. I started it and then I got distracted and I never went back and kept watching it. But you like it though?
I love it, and season 2 is out now too.
Oh, really? I have to go back to it then. I'll have to restart it.
Same with Crashing. Those are probably my two favorite shows
I
on
haven't seen that one
Netflix.
either. I haven't, yeah.
They're both British shows, and I love British shows.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. They're
The only
great.
ones I've seen, the British shows, are all the old Ricky Gervais shows. So
Okay,
Extras and the British Office and that stuff. But
right. He's not in Black Book, right? Who is that?
who?
Black Book, I think it's called.
Is that a popular
I
a
don't know. It's just
comedy
on
show?
Netflix.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a popular show, but I'm sure it's
Mhm.
been popularized because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm also in Canada, and you're in the
Yeah, we
US.
got different shows.
Yeah. I feel like we probably get more British shows than you do. That would make sense, right?
Probably. Yeah, I would think so. Do you like it up in Canada?
Yeah, I don't really like the US, to be honest. Every time I've gone to the US, I'm kind of very mad about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about it don't you like?
It seems a lot more fake to
Huh.
me. The food tastes faker, and I don't know. People just genuinely seem more rude too.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know. I don't know how to American culture is weird to me. And I know that everyone's oh, the US and Canada are really similar, but I almost think that they're similar, but they're so different in certain ways that when you go to one another, it's almost like
Mhm.
you get more culture shock because it's oh, this should be familiar, but it's not kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you think fake, Do you think fake, like the whole culture of like, oh, the Kardashians and like the like
That too,
reality
but like
TV
I just think that
stuff? Or?
things just seem more like plastic, if that makes sense.
Oh, uh-huh. Like just processed and
Yeah, process. That's
fake.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was so weird to me when I found out that people ate donuts for breakfast.
Oh, really?
Like, I didn't know people did that.
When do you guys eat donuts?
Like for a snack or something.
Oh,
Like it's like a lot of sugar to eat in the morning.
yeah, we eat so much sugar.
That's crazy to me. I wouldn't even want a donut when I wake up.
I've heard everything in America is way too sweet. Like I've heard even our bread, like to other people, is
Yeah,
sweet. Like just our regular sandwich bread.
your cheese is. I've noticed this from like pictures of pizza too from the U.S. And I've
Uh-huh.
talked to American friends, and they like show me a picture of their pizza, and they're like, "Oh, this looks so good." And I'm like, "Your cheese looks really." I've also worked with pizza for 7 years, so
Yeah.
like I know like the differences between good cheese and bad cheese, and I'm like, "Man, your cheese looks really greasy. Like it looks like cheese that you buy from the grocery store. Like it's not high quality cheese."
Yeah.
Pizza, like, because there's a
No,
difference between,
pizzas are super greasy here. Yeah.
yeah, but like the cheese is like almost like watery, like with grease.
Oh,
Like that's really, it's not like that.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been outside the United States except for Mexico. So,
What state are you in?
California, Southern California. So I'm actually pretty close to the Mexican border.
Yeah, I was
So,
gonna say if you were north, you could come visit me, but
I
that's
know. I'd
okay.
love to go to Canada someday. I think it'd be
If
pretty
you ever
cool.
do, you have a place to stay, just let me know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience like knowing what it's like outside the United States, you know? I
Yeah.
haven't traveled a lot.
I haven't traveled a ton either. I went to Dominican Republic and then I've gone around the States a little bit. And I
Hmm.
went to Denmark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love Denmark. It was
Yeah.
like it was almost like Denmark was like the purest of the countries, and then like
Mhm.
Canada was like a little bit of an Americanized like Scandinavia, and
Uh-huh.
then there's America. It was really funny. Just because like yeah, I don't know.
What do Canadians think about Trump? The fact that we like elected Trump as our president.
We're kind of just like, wow, you're kind of a dumbass. A little bit. I think people were worried initially. Um, there's been a lot of like increase in crime, like hate crimes
Yeah.
Since Trump has been elected.
Hmm.
Like in Canada.
Oh,
So it has affected us a bit socially.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't know how. I mean, it's still new, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Now there's even more drama going on. So it's like, who knows? Every day
like
it's
the
something
North
different.
Korea stuff.
No, like with so apparently it's come out that there's a memo from Comey that who was fired that President Trump had tried to kind of intimidate him into dropping his investigation into Flynn and Flynn's ties to Russia.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's just this like complicated mess.
Oh, so basically Putin and Trump are best buds.
Yeah. Making each other friendship bracelets in their free time and riding without shirts on together, bareback. Yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting situation.
I need to learn more politics. I feel like
Oh, same here. I'm not super knowledgeable about it.
I just get super stressed out, and I'm like, I don't know what happened before this. Why is this happening? And then I just feel like I need to start at the beginning of human history. I'm like,
In the start, yeah,
where
start
do
from
I?
there.
'Cause, like, it's just like, why is all this shit happening?
Oh,
And you
you
just like keep
know,
moving further back, and you're like, Where did this come
crazy.
from?
Do you listen to podcasts at all?
I used to. I haven't been listening to them lately, but I should.
So there's this one called Hardcore History.
Okay, I think I've heard of
And it's really interesting, actually. Like, because I'm not a history buff by any
Fuck
means.
it. I'll just
Hey, what's up? But
Hey.
yeah, I'm not like a history buff, but it makes history interesting. Like, the guy does a really good job
I
of
think
like,
history is interesting.
yeah,
I don't like studying history, but I do like learning.
right. And he makes it very relatable, which I think is kind of cool. Like, you can kind of imagine
Like
yourself as being a
biases
person
about it.
living in these scenarios, like in history, you know?
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's dope.
How's it going, Nick?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so amazing?
Let me see if I can. What'd you say?
I said, what's so amazing? What's going on?
Life.
We were talking about the differences between Canada and the United States a little bit earlier too. Have you ever been to Canada, Nick?
I have.
What did
Brief.
you think?
Well, I got the pleasure of getting to know closely a lot of Canadians through my last job. And boy, they were like, I talked to 10 Americans and then I talked to a Canadian, and they would be at least 10 times more pleasurable and intelligent to talk to than the last 1,000 Americans. It's astounding.
That's what Liz was saying, that Canadians tend to be more pleasant, just like in general, which is it's kind of a stereotype, right? I mean, but I guess there's some truth to it that Canadians are just nicer.
Well, there's less people there, which is a big factor. I think when you get a lot of people in one place, you know, United States is the buffer. If you're going to go to like a free world or whatever, you're going to go into the United States. I assume that it's probably easier to get into. And
Canada?
no, the United States probably easier to get into than Canada.
It's easier to get into Canada.
Maybe like literally, but the whole voyage of like if you're really at the bottom of the barrel, you find a coyote. There's no coyotes that are picking you up in Mexico and then bringing you all the way through the United States and then dropping you off in Canada.
I'm hearing a lot of echoing. Should I just refresh my? It's me,
I think
right?
it's me.
Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, you know what I mean though? Like nobody's picking people up in Mexico and bringing them all the way through the United States and then saying, "You're in Canada, eh?" They're
What if
here.
you're not coming from Mexico, though?
Well, that's where.
Is there any echo now?
But
Nope,
but
that's
but
better.
but people coming from Mexico. This is not. I wish Donald Trump wasn't associated with this because this is just. It's a good. It's a good understanding of things. Is that it's a border. So it borders. It's basically the same set of land as the United States. It is. We share the same ground as people in Mexico. It is not separated by an ocean.
Oh, thank you.
That means you can walk over it, and that means that. But you got to look at. I mean, it's just people are willing to work really cheap here.
I live in a border town. I know exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But people are willing to work really cheap there, and it drives the a lot of jobs that used to be paying a lot more aren't paid as much anymore, or it's not that they're paid less, is that it hasn't increased comparatively to the other jobs out there, and I think it's kind of held down the wage bit.
Mm. Yeah, it's, I don't
And
know.
we have way more people. We have way more people.
Oh. Who's left? I don't know. It's difficult. I think it's a lot of things, and also for a lot of the manual type labor that goes on here, especially like with farming, you have field workers and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to find, and I'm being totally honest, it's hard to find people that aren't illegal willing to do the work. It's hard work, and it's you don't get paid a lot for it. So
Well, I agree, but that's because that they're willing to do it so low.
yeah, okay, I see.
They're willing to do it for such a low price that then it makes it like there's not a high demand for those workers, and it doesn't drive the price up, and it keeps it's nice for the consumer because it keeps the purchasing price low, but it's not at all good for the working class. And the Latino, Hispanic, whatever, they're really off on what they want to be called, by the way. By polls, they're like they don't really like any name being asserted to them, but they are overtaking the population at a rampant rate, which is fine. I'm not racist, but I look at
that's the anytime I hear that, it's like, oh no, what's coming? Oh no.
no, it's
I'm not racist, but I'm just kidding.
That's what a lot of racist people say these things. A lot of racist people say these things, and it's just the fact that more and more, like it was projected by some university. I don't know how seriously I take it, but that there will be more Latinos under the age of like, what was it, 10 or something like that by 2022 than any other race. And that's fine. But because they're not going to take my power structure, I'm a white male. Damn it. I got like at least 300 years before that's taken from me, and I'll be dead.
Oh my goodness. You're crazy.
I'm just true, girl.
What?
It's true.
Oh.
Being a white male is fucking awesome.
Yeah. It seems like a pretty good gig. I mean, I'm sure there's, obviously those who aren't.
Especially being a pretty and smart white male.
Yeah. You're set.
And yeah, I still complain, which is why I like.
Do you beat yourself up about complaining?
Yeah. And rightfully so. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, at least, listen, at least you understand it and you're not like a Meninist or what do they call themselves? Oh, shoot. All the guys right now that are like standing up for the rights of white men because they feel like they're being discriminated against. What are they called? Nationalists? I don't know.
I know about that. And you know what I call those men?
What?
Pussies.
I agree.
What a whiner.
Yeah.
If you're given the highest power structure in socioeconomic society, like you are given, it is undeniable that it is a benefit.
Right.
People like people that are like them or want to be like, or who they want to be like. And all the people that are successful by, the general definition of success are white people mostly. And so other white people who are success, which success is begotten by, you got to interact and play off other successful people to be successful. You have to be someone they are like or want to be like. And that's just fact. And so these people are fucking griping. It's like, expect haters, you bitch. If you're griping, then you're not taking advantage of your shit, and then you're just making excuses why you're worthless. And that is disgusting.
Well, I just find it strange because
it's gross. It's not strange. It's gross. It's
well,
gross.
No, what I find strange about it what I find strange about it is what I was going to say is that I feel like they're the first people to call out someone else's victim mentality while yet complaining that they're the victims of something. And it's such a hypocritical.
That's even adding more to the just gaping wound that they're inflicting on just being in that position. If you meet one of these people, send them my way. I really want to talk to them.
Will do.
I super do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've met some that I feel like are like kind of that person, but then I start breaking it down. They're like, oh, yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Again, what a pussy.
Right. No, I only knew one person like that in real life, and then I stopped talking to them because I was like, ew, it just grossed me out.
It's
I didn't
so
even want to
gross.
I didn't want to know them anymore.
It is the grossest thing. It's worse than Black Lives Matters, and I fucking hate Black Lives Matters.
Yeah. Why do you hate Black Lives Matter?
Because Black Lives Matters is run by the worst people that it could possibly be run by, and it's totally they're not making any good arguments.
Yeah.
For example, the Black Lives Matter sect that is being involved in Ontario University, like the big school in Ontario, main school in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
They're the two people that run it. One has been found. They've been caught. What's it called?
I need a little more to help you out.
Embezzlement. They're embezzlers.
Oh, okay.
And the other one was associated with like some fucking, what was it? It was worse. They're bad people. And they're making no good arguments, and they're very violent, and they're very racist themselves. It's the same thing you were talking about. You can't act out on racism and then express racism yourself in the worst way.
Right.
It's so fucking terrible. Martin Luther King would slap every single one of them motherfuckers with a Bible.
Yeah. I just don't.
They're just gross. They're gross.
I don't even really. I feel like you don't even hear so much about it anymore, though. Well, at least
they were a minority. They were a minority. Black people they like heard Black Lives Matter, and black people are very culturally. They're very. Like they got big families, and they do big things together. They're culturally it is different, but I think once they really got nobody's backing it once the true colors got revealed of Black Lives Matters, nobody's on that shit.
Yeah,
it's blatantly fucking retarded and ignorant and racist. And
you're very fiery tonight, Nick.
Inspiring? I feel like I'm
fiery. You're
fiery. Yeah. I was about to say that's more. I guess I maybe wanted to hear inspiring, but I couldn't have.
That too.
I couldn't have. No,
every day, Nick.
I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that.
No, identity politics is one of the worst things to ever happen.
It's awful, isn't it? I was listening to something. I was on a podcast talking about it, and just about how it's so against the solution to any problem that people keep dividing themselves further and further into these separate groups with these separate identities, and thinking that that's somehow fixing the problem, and it's just creating more.
No, it's broken down into just totally polarized us versus them bullshit issues.
Yeah.
Men versus women, black versus white, straight versus gay, blah, 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 blah.
So I want to go to this girl's house who's been pursuing me quite heavily, and it's like,
well, are you into her?